Planet Earth is home to nearly 200 countries and almost 8 billion people. The diversity of the people is what makes the world so beautiful. However, different groups of people have their own unique ways of life and special cultural practices that might shock you. Some are painful, some are terrifying, and some are just plain odd. These are the most unusual traditions practiced across the world. How fun would it be to participate in the world's biggest food fight? Well, that's exactly what La Tomatina is, except people are throwing a very specific food item at each other: tomatoes. The festival of La Tomatina takes place every year in Spain on the last Wednesday in August. No one is entirely sure how this tradition started, but the most popular theory is that there was a parade in 1945 for city councilmen, and many of the local townspeople were not invited. It is believed that the angry citizens attacked the councilmen with tomatoes and other vegetables, and they enjoyed it so much that they turned it into a yearly tradition. Can you blame them? Look at all the fun they're having. If you're looking for a fun competition to participate in, and you're not bothered by freezing cold temperatures, you might be interested in this next festival. Every year, the Canadian province of Yukon hosts the International Hair Freezing Contest at the Thaipusam hot pools. Contestants will dunk their heads into the hot water of the pools and then create frosty hairstyles by shaping their hair while it freezes in the cold air. Temperatures in the area can reach below -30 degrees Celsius at the time of the competition, which is perfect for freezing the hair and creating those icy white hairdos. Winners can receive anything from cash prizes to free soaks in the Thaipusam hot springs. How fun! If you're turning 25 and you're looking for a place to celebrate your birthday, you might want to avoid Denmark, particularly if you're single. In Denmark, if you turn 25 and you're unmarried, you'll be subjected to your friends and family tying you to a tree or post, pouring water all over you, and then covering you in a cloud of cinnamon. This is a long-standing tradition in Denmark that has been taking place for centuries. Although some people may think of it as 25-year-old men and women being punished for being single, that's not the case at all. It's really just an excuse to be silly with family and friends and apparently waste tons of cinnamon. Danish TikTok user Kelly Louise Killjoy also explained that there's another Danish tradition where single 30-year-old men and women are covered in pepper instead of cinnamon. She also advised that dry spices are extremely flammable, so this should not be done near an open flame. Clearly, these guys didn't get the memo. This next tradition is quite dangerous and should not be tried at home. In the Indian state of Tamil Nadu, thousands of people gather for a very special ritual. They let priests smash coconuts on their heads. Yes, the priest will stand over the person and break the coconut by smashing it against their skull. Hindus believe that this will bring them good health and success. However, the sad part is that every year, dozens of people are treated for injuries as a result of this ritual. Doctors have continuously warned people about this practice and have told them to stop because it could be very deadly. Despite the pain and the warnings from medical professionals, people are still lining up to participate in this ritual every year. Humans are always being celebrated, whether it's a birthday, graduation, anniversary, something. Well, why not celebrate animals for a change? This is exactly what happens in Thailand. Every year, on the last Sunday in November, a fancy banquet is laid out and a large feast is held. And you'll never believe who the guests of honor are. Monkeys! Yes, this lavish celebration is for thousands of monkeys that supposedly bring good luck to the area and the people who live there. If you attend this event, you will see performances by dancers in monkey costumes during the opening ceremony and towers of fruits and vegetables for the monkeys to climb on and eat. Now, we can't talk about the most unusual traditions across the world without mentioning the World Toe Wrestling Championship. Yes, you heard that right. Every year, people from all over the globe meet up in the UK to battle one another in toe wrestling competitions. It all started in the 1970s, when the UK decided that they wanted to have their own championship in some kind of sport. And this is the idea they came up with. The sport is pretty similar to arm wrestling, except that you use your toes instead. Two opponents will lock feet in an attempt to pin each other's foot down in the fastest possible time. There are typically 3 rounds, and the wrestler with the best 2 out of 3 wins the match. Most people don't stand a chance against Alan Nash, who is a 15-time toe wrestling champ and says he has the world's strongest toe. He also claims that the sport is quite violent, as he has broken people's toes and kneecaps. He has also broken 9 of his toes during tournaments, and he's even had his second toe surgically removed. Alan also once tried to insure his super strong toe for £1 million. And don't think you can just show up, take your shoes off, and participate in this competition. Players can only take part in the tournament after their toes have been thoroughly examined by a qualified nurse. This sport is no joke. Now, I know we talk about phalluses a lot on this channel, but can you blame us? It's not our fault that people really like phallic-shaped objects. And speaking of phallic objects, this Japanese festival is full of them. The Kanamara Matsuri is also called the Festival of the Steel Phallus, and it is a celebration of sex, fertility, and creation of life. Several sex workers also participate in this festival to pray for good health and protection against STDs. During the festival, individuals carry around a huge sculpture shaped like a penis and parade through the streets of Kawasaki in Japan. And if you think the festival is interesting, wait till you hear its history. Legend has it that a woman was possessed by a demon who hid inside her lady parts and bit off the genitals of 2 men. The woman asked a blacksmith for help, and he made an iron phallus to break the demon's teeth. Afterwards, this special item was enshrined in Kawasaki, and Japan's Penis Festival was born. Coming of age is a very significant milestone in all cultures. and each one has its own way of celebrating this transition. However, the rite of passage performed by the Satere Mawe tribe is definitely one of the most bizarre and painful there is. The Amazon rainforest of Brazil is home to this unique tribe who believes that any boy who wants to become a man must experience the worst pain the jungle has to offer: the sting of Paraponera clavata, also known as the bullet ant. The young men will capture lots of bullet ants, which are then drugged by a medicine man. The medicine man puts the bullet ants inside woven mitts, and the young men have to put the mitts on their hands and dance for 10 minutes to take their mind off the pain. And they don't just call them bullet ants for no reason. It is said that the sting of a bullet ant can be compared to a bullet hitting your skin. The men of the Satere Mawe tribe have to go through this ritual at least 20 times in their lifetime, because apparently once isn't enough. Now, I can guarantee you've never seen anything like this next tradition. In several countries in Southeast Asia, Hindus celebrate the festival of Thaipusam. This festival is extremely significant in Hindu culture because it commemorates the victory of Lord Murugan over an evil spirit. Those who are celebrating will pierce themselves with sharp objects through different parts of their bodies while going into a complete trance. And if this wasn't terrifying enough, some people have even been seen pulling vehicles with hooks pierced into their backs. Don't worry, I won't show you those photos because I care about you and don't want you to have nightmares. Each culture has their own way of mourning the loss of loved ones. Well, this next group of people has a very unique way of handling death. The Dani tribe of Western New Guinea will commemorate the loss of a loved one by amputating a piece of a woman's finger. What they do is tie a string tightly around the finger until it goes numb, and then a sibling or parent or other family member will cut off the top joint of the finger. Afterwards, they will burn the wound to stop the bleeding and prevent any infections. They do this to symbolize the pain that is suffered after a loved one dies, and they also do it to keep the deceased person's spirit away. Have you ever participated in an unusual tradition like the ones in this video? Let us know in the comments below. If you made it to the end of this video, that can only mean one thing. You are seriously into some weird-ish. So go ahead and press that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more weird content just like this.